So, hi, one and all present here. In this lecture video, I'm going to handle the subject Java, which follows OOPS concepts, that is object-oriented programming. And the topic which I'm going to discuss here is control statements. And we are going to see about the control structures. We are going to see what are all the control statements available and what are all the looping statements available, which we are going to discuss in this particular video. So let me start with the introduction here. So what are all the topics for discussion here is, we are just going to see the definition of what are control structures, what is the need for control structures and what are all its types, and certain examples and assignment problems we can see. So let me move on to the definition. We normally know control structure in the sense it is just, it will tell you what is the flow of the execution of the program, Java program. So just to know the flow of the program, we need whether in a life we have a certain time to take some decision. So whether we need to you're just walking in a path where you should choose any one direction. If you have left or right, you have to choose any one direction, whether to choose or whether to choose left or whether to choose right. So in a similar way, in a program structure, you may have to take a decision whether to choose true part or whether to go for the false part based on the logic behind the program. So that's what we need control statements. So here we will it will decide which statements are executed and how many times the particular statement has to be executed. Those things we need to take by decision making, and for the repetition in programs, we can use the control structures here. And the next one is why we need control structure. So as I said, we may have certain situation to take decisions. So for that we will use control structure, and certain codes cannot be repeated in a program. To reduce the amount of code, we can use control structure. To improve the efficiency of the code and readability of the code, we are using control structure. And the last one is, it is actually very much important to solve complex problems or any kind of real world problems. So, and the next one is, this is the need of control structure. So next we are going to see about the types here. The first thing is sequential control structure, and the second one is selection control structure, and the last one is called as looping control structure. So the next is, what is sequential control structure? Sequential means it will move in a next step, it will automatically move. You will start from the coding, and statement 1 it will execute. If it is not satisfied, then it will move on to statement 2, and then if it is also not satisfied, then it will move on to statement 3, and at last it will end the program here. So here there is no condition or repetition is involved. Just we will be having the flow of a particular program. This is what we are doing basically or defaultly in any kind of high level languages. And the next one is selection. First was sequential and the next is selection. Selection means we have three types here. One is if statement, if else, and then is switch statement here. So what is if is, we will start with the program and we will have a condition here. If the condition is true, one statement will be executed. If the condition is false, another statement will be executed, and both will join to the end of the program. To know that if I started using if else, you are going to use both side, which means either the result is true or the result is false. That is the answer for if else statement. What is if then is, if will always give you the true part of the statement. And if you see about switch statement, switch is nothing but you will have each case. If the switch variable or the expression matches with any of one case, that case is the correct one, which is similar to your else if ladder in the selection control structure. So if I want to find which day in a week, means if I give the number as 3, it has to match with the case 3, and then it will give you the result as Wednesday. So likewise, if the case is 4, it will give you the answer as Thursday. So for each day, I need to write the case here, and you will have a default case for switch statement that is also available. If any of the case is not satisfied, automatically the control will move on to the default statement. So that is the advantage in using a selection control structure. So these are all the types. We have if else, and switch. And the next one is looping control structure. What is looping is, you have for loop, while loop, and do while. So what is for loop here is, for loop is nothing but you have initialization part, uh, condition part, and increment part that is available. And if I use first, if I using for loop is, why we are actually using looping is, looping will reduce the complexity of the code. And if I want to type some 1,000 lines in a program, instead of typing 1,000 lines, putting a loop and executing the program will give you the efficiency in your program. Rather to write 1,000 lines, a single line of code will help you to reduce the time consumption, and then as well as the reusability of line code. So that is the advantage of looping. And similarly, you have while loop and do while loop. For and while are called as entry control, whereas do while is called as the exit control loop. So in the forthcoming video, we will be seeing about the examples of all those control structures here, as well as looping structure. So let me move on to the assessment. Control structures which controls the flow of execution. So it helps to know about the flow of the program. Which is the looping statement here? If, switch, break, or for. Obviously for is the answer. Whereas if, switch, and break are conditional statement. And why are control structures important? So as I said, which helps in decision making, which reduce the code, and improve the efficiency of the program. So thank you, and we will see another interesting topic in the forthcoming videos.